So, this is Rosia Shive of Society IRC podcast. This is my live reaction to Mr. Robot, episode 403, Forbidden. And another really weighty emotional episode. We have the true Hollywood or true story of White Rose, where we are given a hint of her background, or her origin story, if you will, to some of her ambitions and dashed dreams, if you will. And it's a tragic romance story. I mean, she had a lover back in China in which they were going to basically escape to the United States. White Rose was supposed to accept or obtain a position as a U.S. ambassador to America, and that would allow his companion, I guess you could say his first assistant maybe, or partner, to live freely. And this hope, if you will, this iteration, this hope for this new dream, of this new position, White Rose revealed an aspect of herself to her partner, and that is that she's a woman. And her partner accepted and embraced her. And they kind of flash forward in that bit of aspect of the timeline that they have. And White Rose's partner has to be married. He has to marry a woman because his father wants it. He has to play this part, and he doesn't want to do it anymore. And he's even more wrecked by the fact that White Rose didn't get the ambassador position because she didn't accept it. She accepted the position of Minister of Security. So that's something that has done since this takes place in 1983. So, well, it's 83, 93, 2003, 40 years in this position. That's a very long time for Chinese Communist Party to be in that position. So White Rose obviously is extremely exceptional at her job, and maybe that's why she's given a bit of more openness and leeway to be a bit more open with who she is as a person amongst her assistants, if you will, it seems. There's a bit of a tolerance. But her White Rose's lover kills himself. And we also kind of got the origin story of White Rose's watch in the beeping of time. That was something his partner did. He measured time by beeping. And you can kind of see the urgency or the need for White Rose wanting to have, his partner talked about, this world's not good enough. I don't want to be in this world. He doesn't want to live in Beijing, a place where he can't be who he is himself. And he doesn't want to be in this world. And so you can understand why White Rose may have had the ambition or the need or the drive to develop her project, just, I guess, portal to another existence, to be that different world, to reunite with her lover. Still think she needs to be taken down. Okay, she's evil, but the best Bond villain ever. This is the motivation is not just mere power. There's a layer of human motivation to it. She has a really sharp assistant this time, you could say. Not that Grant wasn't sharp, but I think a little bit more pushing the point to kind of push her boss to get what needs to be done. They're trying to lay a trap for Elliot. They're going to ramp up their security, if you will. No such thing as coincidences, if you will, with Price resigning and Elliot poking around with Freddie Lomack and stuff. So they're on top of things. And things are not quite slipping, but just, putting it together. And so White Rose is let's disrupt the plan. Let's make Tyler Relic the CEO, and let's have the meeting on Christmas Day. And let's see what happens. So we have that. We have Elliot sleeping with doing the social engineering aspect of the meetup to obtain a key fob that will allow them access to the Cyprus National Bank, and he's going to get that woman killed, okay? They made some weird emotional connection, but he's going to get that woman killed. I'm sorry. Veer finally shows up, And it turns out he wants Elliot to help him rebuild his criminal empire, and that he wants them to be partners. And he sends a lackey to follow Elliot around. Elliot meets up with Krista. Yay, Krista's back in the mix. But damn it if Elliot didn't put her in danger. And she was the right move for her to distance herself, but it was not enough. God damn it, Elliot. Just getting people killed right and left. So Veer's back in the mix. He wants Elliot as his partner. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. Pretty face Tara Wellick shows up. Oh my God, blabbing his goddamn mouth, and like he should have known by now. You should know. Background always listening, dude. What the hell? Spilling the beans that, hey, my being the CEO is the thing we needed. Ugh. Which gives Price off the hook, kind of, sort of, I guess, because it was White Rose's suggestion to put Wellick up in the position, but we'll see. We'll see how that is. I don't think the Christmas meeting is going to happen. This is whatever. I think White Rose is just going to pull a power move and make, like she kind of did, like, Wellick's the CEO. Does everyone agree? We don't really need to be a physical meeting, but maybe there will be, like, a meeting, I think, my theory, and that's when she's going to cap Price. Some of these pieces are getting together, but I don't see the heist happening. I don't see the Cyprus National Bank heist happening. I don't see that happening. I don't know what is going to happen that's going to take White Rose out, but I don't think that's it. I don't think the project is going to make it to the Congo either. There's a lot up in here, and I don't know. No down, which is sad. I worry about the girl. I don't know how much longer she's going to make it. Like, all these people have expiration dates. Everybody does. But it was an interesting kind of very low-key, like, moving the pieces along. I think either episode 4 or 5, we're going to start getting some crescendos, if you will, of things just knocking it down, if you will. But because there is a timetable. You know, Elliot does not have much time before the ship sails, and he's a Dunzo guy along with his sister, Darlene. Which, you know, they're back to their usual routine of not communicating very well and at each other's throats and not cooperating with one another. You would think they would set it aside since death is on the line, but no. And I guess that's just the nature of destructive and toxic people, which they are. They're destructive and self-destructive, destructive to others, and toxic to each other. They just are. They need serious, committed therapy. Not like they need to be an institution, but like actually themselves willfully, not by court order, sitting down with a therapist as individuals for themselves, and maybe some family therapy, something, if they make out of this, but which they're not. But wow. But that's pretty much the episode. Veer's back, wild card in the mix. I would like to see what was going on here. So that's the episode. I think this one I will have up on Tuesday. There's not really much except for the White Rose stuff going on. Mr. Robot talking to us, a little weird, a little creepy. A little creep factor about Mr. Robot. I have a theory about Mr. Robot, and I'll talk about it during my full-on interview. So this is Rosa Shive. This is episode of the RC podcast. I'm logging off for now, and I'll see you Tuesday.